All right.
All right. We're going to do this. We're doing it.
And Nicole Smith fucking ghost.
That's a good intro.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to her?
Wait, where's it?
Well,
What's up, everybody? It's Josh and Jess here with God Hates Unicorns, and we're here with another very amazing round of bands and artists we like and support that aren't as good as God Hates Unicorns. Just got to get through it. Here with us today, we have Amanda Averell, Amanda Averell. You always going to do that. Worse. I don't know why they let me.
It doesn't matter as long as I'm your hero. You can just watch me as I go.
Yes, you are. So Amanda Nicole Smith. I'm like Amanda Nicole Smith.
No. Oh God, no. I mean, I have some mental health issues. I'm not going to say that I don't, but oh boy, no.
That's a big one.
There was a lot going on there. I feel bad for that person.
No, and I do too, but it is also an interesting story to watch unfold.
She's deceased, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for a long time.
So technically, you could bang the ghost that banged the ghost.
We didn't even get into any of this. So let's tell the audience. We were talking to Amanda about some of our previous episodes, and we were talking about the bump in the night, how we were talking about fucking ghosts.
More like the bump and grind in the night. Am I right, folks? Ugh, that's why I'm a horrible human.
No, that's why you're a great comedian. The two are not mutually exclusive. I want to point out horrible human, great comedian usually have some intertwine. And I appreciate that. But so I wasn't aware that there was an Anna Nicole Smith ghost porn situation.
There was. So she made a video, and I believe this was after her super old husband died. She made a video that was pornography. That was her fucking a ghost. The ghost was supposedly him, I think. But yeah, man, like that's a lot. That's a lot.
You can like look up.
You could look this up. I'll put it in my browser.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So that way you got
from the FBI.
Link in comments.
Link in comment. We should link it.
You might be able to. Yeah, Anna Nicole Smith ghost blowjob porn videos. That's the first thing that popped up. Must include ghost. Let's see.
Must
include ghost. Oh, that's right. I spelled her name wrong.
Was the ghost an actor?
No, but it was.
It was just her and supposedly this ghost. And I wish there was like just a documentary type thing about that. Oh my God, there's going to be a Netflix documentary on Anna Nicole Smith coming out.
There already is. No, it's out.
Oh, it's out already? Okay.
I watched it and I didn't see the ghost, and that's why I'm confused. Because that seems like something I'd want to mention. Maybe they're pretty respected.
The most interesting part about it all.
Yeah, no, there was like a whole video. Oh, here, I'll send you guys the story. It's a ghost sex story. It's a YouTube link, and there's also a BuzzFeed article from like 2008 too. So yeah, this is how old this is.
I've been like, I've really not been keeping up with the time.
Yeah, I'm not happy I never heard about this until today.
I mean, talk about getting ghosted. Sorry, I'm the fucking worst.
Fucking best. Amanda's a comedian, if you haven't figured it out by now. And oh man, I wish the whole world was in this chat. We'll put this in the show notes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say review the sources before you put them in the show notes, just to be sure that
Doesn't seem like something I do. Seems like something I just put in the notes.
yeah.
But Amanda said it was legit.
Yeah, I forget what documentary type thing about her that I'd watched years ago. Because like I obviously I'm an elder millennial and I grew up in the time of like her having a reality show and watching that.
I love that show.
It was a great show. And like I felt, but like, man, woof. Like you can't go back and watch that. Like it's just like it's all real tragic is what it is.
Yeah, no, that was a enjoy it at that time only. It's
I remember her. What is
well,
it?
and I don't.
Making gun 33 1/3.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I don't know. You really just had to kind of like just looking at the people that she had around her and like those enabler type situations, it's not good. Like obviously like in my like I guess teens and 20s whenever it happened, like I wasn't aware of that, but now that I'm like in my late 30s, I'm very much like, oh, this was super problematic and somebody should have intervened, but nobody did, and that's really fucking sad.
It's really no, and that's the thing. Like when I was watching it initially, yeah, same. I'm 38.
Same. We're both the same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
36.
You're not 36.
I'm 36.
Yeah.
But that's how I like it. Never crossed my mind. Like, why isn't anyone stepping in to help? This is bad. You know?
Yeah.
But it was. Turns out, didn't turn out good. But today isn't about her. Today is about you. So you're a comedian. You're obviously very funny.
I try.
Very excited about this show specifically because I got to see a little bit of the work today and I'm like, oh, thank God. She's going to be fun and good on the show.
Hey, I try to just bring a little bit of joy into people's lives. And if I'm funny while doing it, why not? Why not? It's, the world is garbage. So somebody has to try and make it a little bit better. And if it's my dumb puns or jokes or whatever that does it, hey, I'll take it.
Exactly. And that's, you know what? That's what this garbage world needs right now. Because it's not going to get better.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fire.
I am so sick of people being like, thanks, Canada. Today I'm like, they don't want to be on fire.
No, Canada doesn't want to be on fire. Like I walked outside and I was like, oh my God, this looks like Silent Hills. Like, I need it to be like the Silent Hill font, but just a Hills department store. That is what Pittsburgh reminded me of today. Like I need an icy for emotional support, but also I need an oxygen mask again. Which is, great. It's great. We're all doing great. We're great.
We're doing better than being actively on fire. I will say that much.
Yeah, we're not Canada.
I mean, we're not Canada, but like we live near enough places who light weird things on fire. I'm looking at you, Ohio. You've lit a river on fire multiple times, okay? That like you can't like how? Like I'm amazed that we are not currently on fire in some type of way, but I also feel like the fire for Pittsburgh is just below us, and that's why our streets are crumbling down and swallowing buses whole. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just trying to engulf us in those flames, just suck us like right down to the bottom.
What is that? Mount Pleasant, right? That was on fire for so long underneath the mines.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Yeah, Helltown. That's where that's from. It's
because yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like it was like something was on fire and it's like burning beneath them for so long, and it was like smoldering for a long time.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
According to Joshua Hartz. You heard it here. Link in show notes.
More links. This show is just going to be like a bunch of links and people are just going to go like down the worst rabbit holes after this show.
Oh, hopefully by the end of
it. But don't believe it. I mean, these motherfuckers don't believe anything on Facebook or Instagram, so you can just post anything.
This is true.
That is very true. It's very
Post a
true.
post a meme with some bogus fact, and you're good.
Exactly. I actually that was a weird thing that happened the other day. My partner said something to me, like it was romantic type thing, and I'm like, I've heard this before. You've said this to me before a bunch, but I'm like, where is this from? And I looked it up. He was quoting The Notebook. Like, why? Like,
There's worse things to quote.
I mean, I don't know if he knows that he was quoting The Notebook, because the next day I asked him, I was like, why do you always say this to me? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, why? And then like I went into work and like just left it, and he's not responded back about it. And I'm just like, and I haven't broached the topic again, but I feel like I need to just be like, hey, look, I don't know if we should be quoting that movie about this. Like, it's a weird, like, I don't think he and I have ever watched that movie together. That movie came out like what, like 2000. For me, everything came out in 2008 or 2009, just with the way my brain kind of works. But like, I'm just like, man, that seems like a weird thing to quote. I don't know. Like, I don't have any affinity for the movie. I don't have, like, I've seen it. I don't have an affinity for it or for the book or for Nicholas Sparks anything. Like, if you guys can't tell, I'm more hopeless, less romantic. That is what it is. So now I just like, but yeah, like I'm like, did he just like see this somewhere and just say it? Like, is it something that he has an emotional attachment to that I have no idea about after being with him for nearly 9 years? Like, what is going on?
And that's well, he's gonna know now.
No, he's not. He's not going to listen to this podcast.
We'll tag him in it.
Tag him in it. We don't know who he is, but we're about to find out.
His name is Derek Minto.
Derek Minto.
Hold on, let me write it down.
All right. Maybe he just like, what if he just also organically thought of the exact same? What is the quote? Like, is it something like what if it's something like something I say to you, sweet?
Don't say it. Don't say it, because I might be saying it to her and she might not know.
No, say it now.
It is essentially like, I love you more than all the stars in the sky and the fishes in the sea. And that's the quote.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, like solid thing that like you say to your partner whenever you're drunk and you're like, oh baby, I love you more than blah 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 blah.
He definitely never says that. So we're
yeah.
I'll say much sweeter thing.
Like what?
I don't remember, because that's all in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so like now I'm like really like, I'm wondering if he even knows that he does that. And now I'm just like,
That's pretty great.
It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I'm not gonna say that hearing that somebody has an affinity for me doesn't like tickle me, but at the same time,
It's the fucking Notebook.
it's The Notebook.
Yeah, fuck.
It's The Notebook. Like, I don't know.
Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. Who's the other?
Yeah. Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling.
I mean,
smoking hot pair in the movie, and Ryan Gosling.
I prefer them when they're older, but yeah.
I mean, different strokes for different folks. I just prefer Ryan Gosling in anything.
Above, worth it.
I want to see Barbie.
I cannot wait to see Barbie.
So good.
I love Greta Gerwig movies.
I really want to do the Barbie / Oppenheimer double feature. That is what I want. And I'm not going to lie. I love going to drive-ins. I love going to the drive-in and they do double features. I don't care that they both debut the same weekend. That should be the double feature. Dependable Drive-In. I'm talking to you specifically because you're the drive-in that I like to frequent. If you put those two movies together, it would be amazing. I would be there in a heartbeat to see those two movies double featured. Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
Can I ask you which is first?
Oh, I say you got to do Oppenheimer first, I think. Just so that way you have Barbie to like, I mean, because Oppenheimer is going to be like long and heavy, right? And if you are doing a double feature of something, like you're going to be tired. And Oppenheimer, you might risk falling asleep, but with Barbie, with all that bright neon, you ain't falling asleep.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Your
Margot
retinas
Robbie.
will be burned out. It's not going to work.
You're up. No, I totally agree. I knew that was the right choice. I was testing you.
I mean, theoretically you could do it either way. It depends on you as a person. Like if you're a happy person, of course you're going to want to go see. Well, I don't know. I also feel like Barbie will probably end on a happier note than Oppenheimer.
I hope it does. I kind of hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it's darker.
I hope it's like someone like it ends in like some like 14-year-old boys like melting Barbies with a fucking, what do you call it?
A torch, a lighter,
A blowtorch, or one of those magnifying glasses that kids used to do. A Toy Story.
Oh so my gosh. So is Barbie just like is Barbie just an extended part of the Toy Story universe the way that Lightyear was? That would be amazing.
Right?
He was just a toy the whole time, and then you're so attached to her, and he's like, ooh, that's good. Make how it is.
Margot Robbie's face starts melting and stuff. It would be amazing.
The Disney adult in me really wants to see that happen. Like, I just want to see it be Sid. Like, that's it. Just like a human version of Sid.
Greta Gerwig is directing it. It could happen.
It could, but man, to get those Disney rights for that though would be real difficult.
Yeah.
And Barbie has appeared in the Toy Story movies.
Yeah.
As well as Ken, because I think Michael Keaton did the voice of Ken in the one movie, and then Keanu Reeves did a voice of like another character in another one. There's a lot of good stuff sometimes.
Oh my God, I want all of this.
Keanu Reeves, he's amazing again after 20 years.
He's always been amazing. I don't know, but you know who else is amazing? Amanda. How did you get into comedy?
I have been a comedy fan forever. Love comedy, loved it. One of my formative moments as a child is probably whenever I was like in second grade and I watched Blazing Saddles and they had it edited for TV. Like I remember watching it. So always been a comedy fan, comedy nerd. And growing up in like high school, I like wanted to try it and I would like write sketches and stuff like that. And it was fine. But I didn't actually do stand-up until I was 29 years old. And I kept going to this one open mic with my one friend at the time. And she said to me, she goes, "You're funnier than all those dudes up there. Why, when are you just going to go up on stage and tell jokes?" So the next week, I told her, I was like, okay, well, we can either go play trivia with our other friend or I'm going to try comedy for the first time. And she's like, well, that's the answer. And 5 mojitos later, I was on stage with a notebook full of jokes. And I loved it. The Notebook. That is The Notebook. Then I loved it so much that I asked, being a comedy fan, I knew that comics would hit multiple mics in a night, or that they would go to like a comedy bar and hang out after, like a comedy bar, like a bar where comedians just hang out afterward and shoot the shit, whatever. So I asked the host of the mic, like, hey, where do all the comics go? They would go down to this place called Ham Bones, which had another open mic that night. So the first night I did comedy, I did 2 open mics in one night, which is very rare, apparently. Because I loved it so much, I instantly became addicted. And I've had this addiction now for, it'll be 9 years in August. So yeah, that's it. That's the origin. Just, always wanting to try it. And like my thought about it was going into it, I was in like kind of a transitional period, I guess, with a couple different things. And I was like, well, if I hate it, at least I fucking tried.
Exactly.
Like,
It doesn't matter. What's the harm?
Exactly. Like that's the thing. It's like worst case scenario. I did it. So if I don't want to do it again, I don't have to. Turns out Oh, is it a highly addictive substance? Oh my God. It is comedy is probably one of the most addictive things I've ever been involved with, and I've done a lot of very addictive things. So
That's the kind of addiction you want.
it
And
is. It
kind
is.
of addiction that your friends and family are very proud of you for.
Sure they are. Sure. We'll say that. We'll say that. We'll pretend. We'll pretend like they're proud of me.
Well, I'm proud of you. I think that it's amazing what you're doing.
Oh, thanks.
It's just like, and I think that, it's just really hard. And you hit a good point. Like all those dudes are up there all the time. And it's like, let's get you up there. Let's get somebody,
Well, yeah, and it's just the whole idea. It's the whole idea of why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, I've been toying around in the last, I don't know, maybe like 6 months or so with some other ideas of things that I want to do as well. And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, why the fuck not? And and I know that it's gonna happen, and I know that these other things are probably gonna occur eventually. Like there's been stuff I've been trying to do and wanting to do my whole life, but now it's just kind of like, okay, I feel like stable enough with I'm not stable at all, but I feel like I'm at a point where it's like, all right, I want to just say fuck it again one more time and just try those things and do those things that I want to do. So
You have to. And that's what I've been doing too. Like
Yeah.
I've been doing all this shit. Like I never thought I was going to be good enough to do anything. I didn't think I had like any talents. It turns out I'm doing all kinds of dumb shit and all of it's working.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all working.
Yeah, you're doing this podcast right now. Like
I'm
that's a
doing-
thing.
I'm
That's
doing
a thing.
this right now. And it's
Yeah.
a thing. And nobody's crying and nobody's asking me to please stop.
Please stop.
But
Rude.
he's a
He was
boy.
rude. That was
It
rude.
was in a notebook. It was a book. I'm just reading memes.
But I think that that's great. And it's from personal experience, everything I was like, I can absolutely never do that. That's insane. I've tried it and I'm like, well, that worked.
And I am gonna say this, and it kind of circle back to what you were saying too. I don't know what it is that's in our brains as women, or female identifying persons, or even things like that. I feel like though, whatever you are identifying as a female gender, or even as like non-binary stuff like that, you have like there's more implicit doubt placed on you and like internally placed on you than if you're male identifying.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
And
I don't understand why. I don't know where it comes from, and I don't like to speak in like gender binary terms and
no, I don't
like
either.
that. But
it's
but
like a
man,
hard line to thread. But
yeah, but like man, I just noticed that I have a lot more female friends who are afraid to try and do things than I do dude friends who are afraid to try and do things. And I don't know where the implicit bias lies to where they can just go and do it. And I can't. I don't get it. I don't know what that mental block is. But
well, we're a band, and a lot of people come on don't know this, but so it's okay if you don't know. But you would not even believe the amount of nights we play a show and like I'm the only woman on stage. And now we have a big and she my Jessie, I just love you so much. But now we have my Jessie too, but like still it's like all these other bands are all dudes.
Yeah. And why? There's no reason why. I don't know. I hate to think about it in like the societal norms type of pressure kind of way, but like I feel like if you're not, and I think that I want to think that things are getting better for generations beyond ours, as far as representation goes with all things. But like, I really do believe if you don't see that people can do it, then
exactly,
then you're not necessarily going to have that belief that you can.
And that's what you have to. Not have.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Exactly.
And,
Right?
like,
How are we going to believe that a dude with a mustache can do anything?
exactly.
Nobody believes in that.
No one believes in it.
No. Are you going to go? I have a question though for you. Based on your look right now, just your whole vibe, I feel like you're going to go like chug a bottle of maple syrup and watch the movie Super Troopers just as like,
First of all,
is that
I
how?
started that fire.
I
how-
started that. He doesn't have maple syrup in this. Like
I
that,
do.
you have syrup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's like one of those men that doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, but he has
I
syrup. You might
other things. Most things.
have got a couple, but maple syrup is one, so that might be later.
You
Yep.
are giving Jade Chandra's Shakar vibes, and like I can't right now.
I
It
love
feels like
that.
you're appropriating. It feels like you're appropriating a little bit.
I'm okay with that too.
Oh,
And that's what I was going to come to as my next question as a comedian. Like, because we're not a comedic band,
yeah.
but we touch on like some heavy subjects.
Or yeah,
And like as a comedian, I'm sure you touch on heavy subjects too.
Yeah.
And like where you could like thread the needle, you know, like walk the line of like
Yeah.
not being a total asshole and not speaking your mind.
So I will say this, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that this is what I think. I feel like a lot. I don't know what people think about me, but I feel like they would be surprised to hear this response from me. I feel like there is no topic that is entirely off limits in comedy. And I don't feel that way, but I will say that it takes a very intelligent person to be able to make certain situations funny,
mhm.
and not just funny, but relatable and entertaining, and not be punching down or just derogatory or a shock value thing of using a certain word that is a slur or anything like that. I think that you can really talk about just about anything and make it funny. I've tried, and I tried a lot in my younger years to talk about certain personal things that have occurred with me and tried to make them funny. And um at the time, at the time I know I wasn't there yet to talk about those things, but I know that like intrinsically I wanted to. Like these are things that need to be talked about that I have a personal experience with that I want to bring to the table to open conversation with. But a lot of times whenever I would say some of that stuff, like there's that little bit of like, ugh, like pull back that the audience kind
Yeah.
of does whenever you make mention of certain things. And it's like, that's cool. You can get as uncomfortable about it as you want, but it's my truth
Yeah,
with certain stuff. Like, and whenever I was younger, I had that in my brain, and I do want to go back and try to broach those topics again. And I know that there's kernels and bits and pieces there to talk about that kind of thing, but uh it's also part of like if there are certain traumatic experiences that happen to you,
Yeah.
whatever it might be, because you can get PTSD from just about anything. I mean, you really can.
yeah.
But it takes healing to be able to grow from those experiences, and then on top of it to like make it funny, or to be able
Yeah.
to not even just that, but to like grow from that experience and be able to talk about it openly and not do more damage or injury to yourself by
Right.
talking about those things. Like there's still stuff like that I talk about certain stuff on stage, and people think that like I'm fine and I'm okay with it. And it's like, oh no, I really like, I talk about my body on stage a lot. I do. I also have like body dysmorphic disorder. So like I don't talk about that part of it on stage yet,
Right.
because I'm not at a point with it where I think that I can make that funny.
Funny.
But
I guess
I can talk about my body in ways that is funny, like talking about how like clothes don't work on my body the same way, or different things like that. So I feel that I don't know. I feel like it's important that we have the ability to talk about those things, but if you're going to do it, you got to be prepared. You got to be coming at it with some intelligent thought behind it, and also prepared for some backlash
right.
about it too. Because like I mean, I know that if I do talk about like BDD on stage, body dysmorphic disorder, stuff like that, or other traumatic things that have happened in my past, there's gonna be somebody who comes up to me after the show and is offended and not happy. And you know what? That's fine, because you can't make everyone happy. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't be everything to one person. And you're not going to make every person laugh, and you're going to make them uncomfortable sometimes. And that's the thing, is that it's your stories to tell, whether it's music or poetry or any other type of writing. If it's a book, like, it's not going to be for everyone.
And that uncomfortable feeling is also is a good thing as well, because if you're affecting somebody,
Yeah,
even in a weird way where you're like making them think or making them uncomfortable, it could be a positive thing for them or you, or and also they're remembering what you did and who you are.
And I think that that's really important. The message that you can't please everybody, because I have a lot of trauma from my past. So I'm like, if you don't like me, I'm bad.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, if you like, oh boy, oh boy, do I have those conversations in my head by myself if somebody doesn't like, respond to a message that I sent them for like a day. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, it's like, what did I do? What did I do to upset you?
But in the same breath, I'm like, there's so many messages. I guess I'll just throw this in the lake. Like, I can't respond to them. So it's like such a double standard. Oh my God. So I want to talk to you for like 16 hours, but I can't. So what I'm going to do now is
it's okay. We got time. We could do a whole 16 episode bit. That'd be great.
We can, but I'm going to run out of space. So tell us about when you're going to be, because I need to see you. We all need to see you. When are you going to be available for us to be seeing?
Okay, so I have some shows coming up in the Pittsburgh area in the month of July. I'm not sure when this comes out, but in the month of July, July 8th, I'll be at Arcade Comedy Theater doing a storytelling show about Kennywood, which is pretty cool. Then on the 13th, I'll be doing a crowd work show at Apis Mead. So like, not material, just me riffing on the crowd. And if you like roast shows and if you want to get roasted, get roasty and toasty, baby. I will make you that marshmallow. It'll be great. Have some more. Great. And then July 15th, I'll be at Union Fitness. That is going to be, I believe that show is also it's a Pride themed kind of show. And on July 21st, I will be at Iron Horse Community Theater out in Ambridge. That is a room that I produce shows in, and I'll be hosting a show out there. I'll be in New York City in September. I always end up in Ohio at some point. So I'll be there probably. I don't know when, but if you take a look at my socials, AmandaAverell.com, at Amanda Averell on Instagram and Twitter, and Amanda Averell Comedy on Facebook. I'll have all those there. And then maybe eventually I'll post videos to TikTok, but I'm on there too. It's not my jam. I can't stand listening to my voice or seeing myself. I can't, it is in my brain.
Older millennials don't like the TikTok.
I mean, I like watching some things on TikTok, but man, TikTok and Reels can be a real wasteland of bullshit and boring basic stuff. Like, I can't as I love Starbucks and coffee as much as the next person. But man, I really don't need to see 17 different baristas making these drinks with like a billion shots of like caramel syrup in them and no caffeine. Like, just give me all the bean juice, man. That's what I want. Like,
Oh my God. I totally agree. And it's just like, and then I get weird stuff and I'm like, now I'm uncomfortable.
yeah.
But
Oh, but you know what? There are some good things though on TikTok, and I talk about this on this is an Instagram that exists. It's called Dilfs of Disneyland. So if you're into guys with if you're into some dilfs, that's a good one to check out. I also, for a while, I would get like those weird like videos where like people would be like, I'm dressed like a Harry Potter character, but then they were instantly like nude in their Harry Potter robes. And this is the deal. I don't like Harry Potter. I've never read one of those books. I've
me
seen
neither.
maybe one of the movies. I do go to Universal Studios a lot and hang out in that part of the park because the theming is cool, but I don't like the fandom, and or it's not that I don't like the fandom, but I'm not a part of the fandom. I'm a Star Wars person. And I also don't like JK Rowling because she's a turf.
Oh, we all
But
hate that bitch.
yeah. But you know, separate the art from the artist, I guess, in that scenario.
You don't have to. Let's just let's get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a Harry Potter fan either. So
yeah, but seeing some of those dudes half clothed in those robes, it's not too bad. Not
that
too
doesn't
bad.
sound. I was gonna say I didn't know if you were saying it as a negative, but I'm like, well, I will look at that.
I mean, I like to look at it. That's not, you know, not I'm 38. I'm not dead.
Exactly.
36 and my dad.
None of us are dead here. Oh my God.
Unless we're all dead and fucking Anna Nicole Smith at this time.
If I were dead, that's the only place
I want that phantom blowjob.
The phantom blowjob is what happens at Kennywood whenever you get in line for the Phantom's Revenge. Like, you just go in the part of the queue that they never use. It's the phantom blowjob.
It is a line from one of our new songs, which we're going to tell you after we hit the not record button. But oh my God, Amanda, you're my new favorite person. Everybody, please go check her out. We're going to be there. You're amazing. I love you so much.
I love Yins too. Yins are great.
Thank you so much for being here and for everything. Check out all the links below or side or wherever your computer or device things. And we're also going to put in Nicole Smith there. So thank you so much. And we can't wait to see you soon.
All right. I'm so excited to see you guys. When is your stuff coming up? Promote your stuff.
No, I'll tell you later.
Ooh, I like secrets. Okay.